What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with a review for Sistas on BET. This is season 4, episode number 22, and this is also the season finale, you guys. So we are done with season 4 of Sistas until October, you guys. October Sistas. So Sistas will return in October, and so will the Oval. Now, I missed the last episode of the Oval. I gotta go back and watch that one just to know what happened before the Oval returns. But yeah, that's so yeah, Sistas is off, you guys, and I have a little bit of a break until October, which is already August, so that's gonna be in a few. That's literally just, oh God, it's not that long. Hopefully, it's the middle of October or the end of October. I'm cool with that, just as long as it's not the early part of October. But this episode is titled Make Him Great, you guys. So before we go ahead and jump into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and aren't subscribed to the channel, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor, you guys, and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Ooh, you guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to my channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss Sistas, shall we? Alright, guys, so this episode opens up with Zach with the White Devil. So the White Devil wants for Zach to sleep with her, right? This scene was very long and very repetitive, you guys, so I am going to shorten it for you guys. So remember, White Devil, she wants Zach to sleep with her. Zach tells the White Devil that he is in love. She tells him, you look young. He says, I can say you look old. So then she says she was in love for 30 years and her husband left her high and dry, and now she is in a hotel room begging Zach to have sex with her. So she says to Zach, if you sleep with me, I won't turn you in. Zach says Zach says to her, if I sleep with you, what's to stop you from still going to the SEC and turning me in? There is no guarantee, Zach. And then also, if I sleep with you, how do I know you won't keep coming back for more? You don't know that, Zach. So once again, it was just a back and forth of her saying sleep with me, him saying no. Then she says have a drink. He says no. He says he's leaving. She gives him her room key. And then when she gave him the room key, he ended up leaving. He called Jake and he asked Jake could he meet him, and Jake immediately said yes. No shock there. Jake will drop anything for Zach. Very weird. So then we see Fatima. So Fatima went into Andy's office to give her some stuff. So Andy is talking to Fatima, and she notices that Fatima is acting a little odd. And she says, is everything okay? Like, do you want to talk about it? Like, what's wrong? And she says, did he do something to you? She says, no, it's not him. Now, I couldn't tell if she was saying, when she said it's not him, I couldn't tell if she was talking about Zach or if she was talking about Hayden. If you guys know, drop down in the comment section and let me know, because I couldn't quite grasp who she was talking about. Now, so Andy says that, you can tell me, I won't tell Karen. So she says, that stuff that Hayden is talking about, like, don't even, like, that stuff, she actually said that stuff that Hayden is talking about. She says, you know about it? She says, a little bit. So then Fatima says, well, you know what, let's talk about your girl Karen. How she almost caught one showing up to our house unannounced. And it was like, yeah, I talked to her about that, and she regrets doing that, especially after the baby mama showed up. So she says, do you think it's his? And Fatima's like, I don't know. But Fatima starts laughing. She's like, Fatima, what's so funny? And then Fatima starts to tell her how, like, she's like his mama. She didn't do nothing for Zach, but she feels that she can make Zach a better man. And I was like, ooh, don't do that. Don't go into your relationship with that logic that you're trying to fix a man. Oh, please don't do that. That's not a relation. You don't want that kind of relationship where you're mothering a man. No. It's okay to uplift him, but with Zach and the fact that women have beat him down his entire life, you're gonna have to raise that man. It's gonna be a lot of uplifting and a lot of raising that man. No, thank you. I'm going to say pass on that one, Fatima. But I know Fatima loves Zach. So Andy then told her about a fixer-upper car that she had, and I was like, girl, Are you comparing Zach to a car? Okay, Andy, I guess. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. All right, you guys. So then we see Sabrina. So Sabrina is out getting like one of those green drinks. I don't know what you call. I don't like. She's getting a drink, right? So Bayo shows up. Bayo apologizes to Sabrina, and he shows her a picture of the women in his country from a certain tribe, right? And she's like, "Oh, they do look like Danny. Can you send me a picture? Can you send that to me via text?" He says, "Yes." So he sent it to her, and he says that's why I couldn't stop looking at her. And he was like, "So can I see you again?" I would have told him, "No. Yes, these women look like my best friend, but why were you so enamored with her?" Like, it's one thing to say, "Oh my God, you're beautiful." That's a compliment. But to repeat it over and over and over, I'm gonna be like I'm gonna do what Sabrina did. You want her number? Cause I got it. You want me to call her back? I can do that. But you're talking about how beautiful she is. It's one thing to say, "Oh my God, you're a beautiful woman," and the woman says, "Thank you." Then you can say, "You look, he could have done this. He could have said, there's a tribe in my country. There's a tribe of women, and you look very similar to those women." And he could have showed Danny the picture, and then he could have said, "Oh, that's flattering," or whatever, or "That's creepy," whatever she wanted to say. But he didn't do that. He just kept going on and on about how beautiful Danny was. So, what the? It makes no sense. So if I was Sabrina, I would have said no. So she texted Danny the picture. So Danny called her. "Who the hell are these women these random women that you just sent me a picture of? Did you see them? They look just like you, Danny." She was like, I ain't really look at it like that, but okay. "Well, Bayo sent me that because those are women from his country and they're from a particular tribe." And she was like, "So Sabrina, you bought that? What are you talking about, Danny?" I mean, let's be real. He could have done a Google search of women in Africa from a certain country, from a certain tribe. He could have done a Google search. So basically, what she's saying is you fell for the old okie doke. Duh, Sabrina. Child, Sabrina works my nerves. So then, after she hung up with Sabrina, that is, I'm talking about Danny. So Logan showed up at the airport. Now, mind you guys, isn't Logan an undercover cop, right? Logan's undercover. Logan has, and I'm not talking about Logan with the suit on. I'm just talking about the fact that Logan is there. He says his guys from the FBI are there. If you're doing a sting operation where you are rescuing girls that are being trafficked, wouldn't this blow your cover? Your cover should be blown. Your cover should have been blown in this particular moment. His cover should have been blown a long time ago. Let's keep it real. Let's just be real. When it comes to sting operations, they're not going to put the same person on the same case. They're gonna put, when it comes to undercover work, they will put you on one case, right? Once that case is done, they'll move you to the next case. The next case. But this is a sting operation to save trafficking girls. Wouldn't somebody be suspicious of the fact that when we first met Logan, Logan was in regular street clothes. Now Logan's in a suit. Okay. Then he asked Danny, did she talk to tell her friend what he said? She says, not a thing. But he does. He says, well, I can take you to dinner to explain what's going on. She says, I'm not going to dinner with you. No, you're investigating my friend. And she told him, whatever you think that she did, she didn't do it. Absolutely, she didn't do it. Like I said last week, who is going to, if you, Tyler, if you need a writer, I'll come and help you, because I can actually help you write some of these things a lot better than what they're written. It's like you've gotten lazy at a certain point, because this storyline with Sabrina and Maurice, it just doesn't make any sense. One, Maurice. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that when we get to the end of the episode, you guys. I'm gonna talk about that once we get to the end. So put a button in that. But yeah, let's pause here and move forward. So Fatima, she is going back to she's in the office and she notices that Gary's at the front desk. And she asks Gary, like, what the hell are you doing here? He says to see his lawyer. She says she doesn't want to see you. He says, I'm not here to see that bitch. I was like, oh, so now Andy's a bitch. Okay. So she went and told Andy, she's like, so my laptop is at home and Gary is here. She's like, tell Gary I don't want to see him. He said he doesn't want to see you either. He's here to see his lawyer. So she opens up when she lets her see that he is coming to see Hayden. I was like, oh, the two little fuck boys. Okay. So Gary goes into Hayden's office and Gary wants to know now if he can take back the condo that he got for Andy, right? He was like, is it in your name or her name? Well, Gary's dumbass put everything in Andy's name, thinking that would bring Andy back to him. So technically he can't do anything, but what Hayden is going to try to do is he tells him what you can do is you can sue her and I'll file the suit. So I'm assuming he's going to file a suit for, alienation of affection, as well as, what was the other one he said? Pain and suffering. But how does he get him that car back and the condo? He put those things in her name. So legally, they belong to her. So I don't care if you want to sue her for pain and suffering and alienation of affection. That doesn't get you those things back. I'm still kind of confused by that. And I'm not a lawyer. But I do know that that's not going to, when you legally sign something over to a person, you can't just say, oh, I want to sue you for it. Because the judge is going to say it was a gift to that person. You put it in her name. So legally, there's nothing that the judge can do. That's what I'm thinking. So Zach is at home and Jake comes over. Surprise, surprise. So Zach asks Jake, can he trust him? And Jake says, yes, you can. So Zach tells him that the white devil is blackmailing him for sex. And while they're talking, in walks Fatima, and they had, she overheard the conversation, right? So Fatima and Zach at one point were talking, and I'm going to sum it up because at one point they kind of went back and forth as well. So Fatima told him, do what you got to do. He's like, what the hell does that mean? Do what you got to do. If you got to sleep with that woman, do it. But be safe with doing it. Make sure you wrap it up. I was like, really, girl? Okay, I guess. Wasn't what I was expecting for Fatima to say, but we know Fatima's a ride or die, so I'm not that shocked, and I'm not really that shocked. All right, let's pause here, move forward. So we move over to the salon, and Pam is telling a story, right? So then Karen is doing a woman's hair. I was like, what did you do to her hair? Because all I saw Karen doing, she put a part in the woman's hair and she combed it. I was like, is that what we're calling doing? Okay, whatever. So when she finished up with the client, Pam told Karen, you need to sit down. And she's like, I'm fine. She's like, you know what, let me get some water. She says, you know what, also maybe I haven't eaten because I'm a little bit, I got a headache and I'm a little dizzy. So then, she says, oh, do you smell it? She says, is that a perm? She's like, yeah. She's like, oh God, it's upsetting me. I was like, oh, okay. So Pam was like, you need to sit down. She's like, you know what, I'm gonna go home, but first I'm gonna go sit in the car. And then Pam grabbed one of those things that you put over people when they get a haircut. So she says, you're bleeding. I was like, really, Tyler? I didn't, and mind you, Karen has on a white dress, and I was like, girl, where is she bleeding at? Because Pam grabbed it and covered her up. I'm like, girl, I don't see no red spot anywhere on that dress. Like, I don't, unless it's, But even still, if it's dripping, her covering her up right in her nether region, because I mean, I know I have friends. I have, friends who are women, and I definitely have, especially when it's that time of the month, and they like, oh no. So I know that, but she's not okay. I'm going to assume Karen's having a miscarriage. Oh baby, if she's having a miscarriage, Karen is gonna lose her shit. Baby, if she is having a miscarriage, Karen's gonna lose it. So then we move over to the airport. So Preston has bought a plane ticket. He's going to go home. He is telling Danny that, there's nothing left for him in Atlanta. She's like, oh. He says the only reason why he stayed in Atlanta was because of her. He told her he loved her and that, he doesn't know what he did wrong. She says, you don't. So he says, he's willing to change to be the man that she needs and the man that can love her. I was like, girl, tell that man you want. When it comes to couples on this show, at this point, all of them annoy me. Like, I can't even tell you guys who's at the top and who's at the bottom. Actually, I can tell you guys who's at the bottom right now. It's Fatima and it's Fatima and Zach. Fatima and Zach don't annoy me right now. They don't annoy me. But when it comes to Danny and Preston, Calvin and Sabrina and Bayo, Danny and Logan, even though they're not a couple, but they're put together. Andy and Robin, Andy and Gary. Actually, you know something I just noticed, you guys? All the women, they have a situationship with more than one guy, and each guy has a complication in itself. Karen has a complication with Aaron and Zach, right? Danny, she has a complication with Preston and Logan. Sabrina, she has a complication with Bayo and Calvin. Andy, she has a complication with Gary and Robin. I guess we can even throw Fatima in. Fatima, this is no fault of her own, but she has a complication with Zach and with Hayden. I just noticed that is a trend. Okay. I heard you guys. I'm not going to harp on it. I am not going to harp on it. I am not going to harp on it. I'm going to pause here, you guys, and I'm going to wrap up this episode, you guys. So we move back over to the White Devil's her hotel room. Zach is there. Now this scene, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it was just, the beginning of it was straight up nasty with her talking about telling him to get naked and have a drink. I was like, ugh, this is just nasty. And then what's throwing me off with the White Devil is her hair, the way that her hair is styled. I'm like, why did y'all style this woman's hair like this? Because the hairstyle is just horrible. So Zach eventually was about to leave, and he went to the door, and who was there? Fatima was there. She was like, I want to come in. He was like, hell, it ain't like I can stop you. I was like, you know damn well you can't stop Fatima. So Fatima came in there, and the woman was like, I don't do threesomes. And Fatima was like, neither do we. And basically, Fatima put the White Devil in her damn place, told her, you ain't sleeping with him now or ever. And if you do try to sleep with him, you got more to lose than he does. I was like, oh, Fatima, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, Fatima. Love you, Fatima. So then you guys, the end of the episode, Maurice and Sabrina. So Maurice was late to work. Sabrina told Maurice he's going to be docked. She asked him why was he late. He says he had a late night. She asked him, is, Q still staying there? He says yes. She said, did you guys have sex? He says no. Q and Calvin had sex. No, he's joking. So then she says, I don't like him being there. He says, I know you don't like him being there. So he asked her, what about Bayo? She says, because she asked about Calvin at one point, he says, well, what about Bayo? She tells him that Bayo asked about, he went on and on and on about Danny. He says, yuck mouth. So then they're talking, right? While they're talking, who comes in? Logan and some of the other FBI agents come in. Now, mind you, earlier in the episode, I think I kind of forgot to mention this. Remember, Bayo was at the airport, right? Not Bayo. Logan. Logan is a cop, right? That was dealing with sex trafficking, right? He's undercover, right? But your cover should have been blown at the airport when the FBI agents walked up to you. But now you're at the bank to arrest Sabrina and Maurice. Here's my thing with the situation with Maurice and Sabrina. That evidence that you guys have is not admissible in court. I don't know I think you can't record a person in Georgia without their permission. But here's my thing with this. One, we know that Maurice was being facetious when he was on that recording. Number two, why would Maurice and Sabrina rob their own bank, put themselves in danger? Like, it makes no sense. And then two, how do y'all like with Q being on parole? Let's just say, like, loosely say that you have to get the clearance from the person that, like, you have to confirm with that person that the prisoner is actually going to be living with them. You have to that has to be okayed. Like, that has to be, they have to talk to that person. You can't just say, you can't give them just some random person's address. And then on top of that, if they had called Maurice, I wish, it's just a lot of things. It's a lot of things with this that this storyline is just stupid to me. It just doesn't make any sense. If they feel that Maurice and Sabrina were behind this, and you want a Q to gather evidence, why would y'all then send your informant to live with the person that you believe is behind this? How much sense does that make? None. I'm done. That's I'm not I just don't like this storyline. It's too many holes in this storyline. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But that's what you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below. You guys subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and also share the video, you guys. And until the next time, please stay safe out there, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, you guys. Wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.